We are live. Hi, camera chatters.
Hey guys.
This is me, Jim Selleck, with my
Yeah, right.
saunteringly somnambulistic partner in chat. It's his fault. He used the word somnambulist or whatever. Anyway, sauntering.
Right.
Anyway, let's just give you a little bit of time. There he is.
Hey, hi guys. I got here. I need a haircut.
You're looking at the monitor again.
Well, I can't because I have a different screen.
Okay. All right, very good. Well, welcome to Camera Chat. We are here for show number 4 of 2020, where we will be talking, as always, about having fun taking better pictures. We have a topic today, which will be that mysterious mode dial, which you may have on top of your camera, especially if you have a DSLR or a mirrorless camera.
Right.
And we should of course put up our little splash screen. There's our splash screen. Ta-da, ta-da! Yeah, I've got a lot of things.
I came unplugged over here.
All right.
I'm always unplugged a little bit. But
Yeah.
okay.
We're
Good to go.
Good morning. There's a little
This
bit
is
video
Jill.
from before. Okay, that's an experiment. All right, and I think we have. Oh yeah, look at that. There's our graphic. There's the two of us with our graphic of the mode dial.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm a little bit cut off, but I think that's kind of appropriate. I think I should be a little bit cut off because that allows us to see more of the dial.
I'm still a little bit dark, aren't I?
It's okay, Tom.
It's the hat.
It's okay. It is the hat. We have a little problem with Tom and the hat, and we're going to work it out. We're going to get some more lights and fun.
Yeah.
We also have we have something new today. We have I believe a cover cam. Yes.
Oh, look at
There's
that!
both of
Whoa,
us.
hey!
Now we
Now
are-
that wasn't too bad. Look at that.
We are a little bit dark on the cover cam, so I can work on getting that.
It's like we don't have any lights, right?
Yeah. Well, hey,
It's all good.
Why should we have access to photographic equipment, huh?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Go figure.
So Tom, why don't you tell us a little bit about the mysterious mode dial?
The mode dial.
Yeah, it's like
So I guess our episode could be called "Make Sense of the Shooting Mode Dial," if it does make any sense or not. So the mysterious mode dial, which most you'll have on top of the camera, it's the one that says guide, auto. It's got pictures of little, like a lady in a hat, and a landscape mode of like mountains, and a little boy, and someone running in close-up mode of the flower, and all this stuff. So the starting point, I say, on a mode dial would be the auto mode, right? The green. It usually says auto or green, or it's a green P in Canon most of the time. Let me go to a different screen here, see if I can get a little better dealio, schmealio. Let's see what I got here. This one, okay, what do we got here? Same thing. So the auto mode, right, it's just full auto. I call it green for grandma. Nothing against any grandmas out there.
Green for grandma?
Green for grandma. And it just means I can hand this camera to anybody and say, take my picture. And it's gonna come out pretty good, if not real good. The flash will pop up, all the settings go to automatic settings, and it just kind of basically turns the camera to an automatic point and shoot, on your DSLR. It kind of keeps it simple,
Sure.
So that's the green mode, and it's great if I'm going to go someplace and say, I don't really want to mess around with having to worry about my exposures and whatnot. So it does a good job, right? So then we've got another mode, which is called P mode, and that's on the same dial, and it will be. Let me find this real quick. Right there. Yes. So I'm just looking at my little graphics on my screen. So the P mode, it will be bracketed. It'll be like a P, an S, an A, and an M. And if you go, you can see it on the graphic there. So P is for program, right? Not for professional.
Not for professional. No.
Yeah, I wish it was.
But it's not for grandma either.
Right, because you can mess things up there. Not very easy, but the flash won't pop up, and it will let you do some adjustments to the camera, like adjust ISO and things like that, right? So it gives you some control, but it still keeps it in a very. It limits you to what you can do, so you don't screw it up,
So on most cameras, because I haven't encountered this, I haven't been using program mode. on mine, but does that imply auto ISO as well on most SLRs?
Yes, and you can override that, but yes, it will do an auto ISO, right?
Yeah. That's something we can talk about another time when we get a little bit more advanced into it. We seem to be kind of split, not you and I, but people I run into. I generally like to use all manual ISO.
Right.
But I have friends that are very good shooters that like to use auto ISO too.
Right.
So.
And with the new, ISO back in the film days, 100 and 200 and 400 and then 800, and then 1600, right? And they look pretty grainy.
Right.
They could, right?
Right.
So with digital now, ISO is actually, the noise we get, like 800 is the new 100. I mean, this just looks really, really good.
Yes.
And like my Nikon, or Nikon as we were discussing earlier,
or Nikon,
yeah, will go up to 250,000 ISO.
We both like Nikon. We really do.
Yeah, but I like any camera. If it works, right?
That's right.
And that doesn't matter. I mean, they're all fun. And so like the ISOs, you can go higher and higher. So auto ISO can be your friend.
We should kind of explain, rather than throwing around the acronym, I mean, we should explain that ISO is the sensitivity to light of the sensor, and it's kind of an electronic game. They're sort of imitating, because the film, literally the ASA or ISO of the films in the old days, it literally was the density of the chemicals on the emulsion of the camera.
How sensitive it was to light.
And so I used to shoot ISO 64 a long time ago when I wanted to get really super, super sharp.
And that would have been Actachrome probably.
Yeah.
Well, it was. Slide chrome,
right.
Beautiful stuff, right? But yeah, so let's not get all hooked up on the ISO thing, right? And so back to the mode dial, then you have S, which would be which is shutter priority, and we'll get into that. That's the speed, how fast the camera's going to capture the image, right? Freeze time in a sense. And then you have A, which is aperture priority, not auto.
Oh.
A.
Oh, hang on, just a second. Hello? It's Tom. Wait a minute. Oh, it says it is a telemarketer. Okay. First of all, we're going to
take that.
No, I think I already know about the the carpet cleaning services and
your insurance is probably needed.
The auto warranty thing. I get about 10 a day.
Yeah, me too.
The volume is down to nothing now, so forget that. Give me the ring down.
Right.
You can call all you want now. You're not going to reach me.
Right. It's like
how rude!
High tech problem.
Didn't that guy know I'm doing camera chat right now?
No, but you could totally. I'm doing camera chat now.
Hey, by the way, we are live, of course, at this moment, unless you're watching this, 6 weeks from now. But if you happen to catch us, we are monitoring on a phone. So we should be able to see any comments you have, any likes or loves or whatever
or angry
or angry. Yeah.
Anything,
so,
right?
but most importantly, if you have a comment where you have a question, or if you want us to slow down or not be so boring, there are certain things we won't do. We won't go there. But feel free to give us a comment, and we will try to address it right here in real time.
In real time, yes, exactly. Back to the mode dial. So what we talked about? We talked about program. Hey, I just got that telemarketer calling me, but I haven't. I'm not stunned.
You have the good sense to keep turning your phone off. Yeah.
Yeah, I've learned that from being yelled at church.
Okay.
But so we did P, which is program, S, which is shutter, which is we'll talk more in depth on these two, and because it'll take more than 20 minutes for me to talk about it.
Yes, that's the biggest problem we face on these things is we say 20 minutes. Well, how are we going to fill 20 minutes? And then we're only halfway through any given topic at the end of the 20 minutes.
Exactly. Well, that's a good thing. And then the A mode is aperture priority, right? And that's still that little section that's bracketed, which you can see on the screen there. And so aperture priority is how large the aperture is on the lens, which I compare in a simple way to the pupil of your eye. It's when you go outside, it dilates because it's bright. Hopefully, lately it hasn't been so much. and it opens up wide when you come indoors to get more light in. So that's what your aperture does on your on the dial there. It lets you control that.
By the way, I'm sorry.
Yes.
We do have 6 people watching, and one of them loves us.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
We'll bake you a cake.
Yeah, that's nice. Ian Mandel loves us.
Hey, thanks, Ian.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you.
We're gonna get you on the show one of these days, Ian.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hopefully by Skype, but we have to a few little things we have to figure out because we can see you but we can't hear you, but we're gonna get that worked out.
Yes, right, exactly. So yeah, that's that end of the mode dial, and then on the other half of the mode dial, you might want to say, is you've got things like the little icons. You know, you've got the woman in the hat. I'm not sure what Canon's using right now.
A woman in a hat.
Yeah, right. That means portrait mode.
I like that.
Yeah, right. A woman in a hat. I don't know what Canon uses. I think it's similar. Because I just have the Nikon thing up right now. Not because I'm anti-Canon or anything. And then so
I think we
So the portrait
take
mode.
us out of there for a second so you can see the whole thing.
Yeah, right. And then so that the Canon's on. Yeah, the Canon would be this little crop right there. That's right. We'll work around it. So you got portrait mode. That means the camera's going to automatically go to some algorithms that were put into the camera when they're made. You know, the most popular settings for a portrait.
Now, that's a fancy word, algorithm.
Algorithm.
Yeah, it's like sauntering.
Yes. Sauntering to algorithm.
Sauntering's our word of the day, but algorithm might be our next word of the day.
Could be.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned to find out the word of the day.
Yeah.
It'll be like Groucho Marx. Secret word.
Say the secret white.
Yeah, right. And then they have landscape mode, which the camera will automatically go into settings that work as, you know, most common use settings for a landscape image. You know, it'll do things like it'll focus on infinity, it'll focus on the horizon line and not on the window in front of you. A good example is that you're on tour in a bus or something, you know, around Hawaii or something, you go to take a picture out the window, well, the camera will focus on the ocean or the mountains, not the window. You know, just things like that. It'll pick a higher depth of field, which we'll talk about. Same thing, child mode. It happens to soften it brightens colors because kids usually wear bright colors. Sports mode, it picks a fast speed to freeze images. So all of these are pretty self-explanatory. Close-up mode, the best settings if you're going to take close-ups of flowers. These are just the best settings, you know, that the camera, to just keep it simple. And there's always, you know, as you get more advanced in photography, you will. Are you here? Yeah.
Yes. Then there's no echo.
Yay.
Right.
And then, you know, night portrait mode, all these things. So we will go through these more as we talk, and we'll break them down a little bit. But we're not here, you know, we've said this in past shows. We're here to keep it very simple.
Right.
We're camera chat, so it's not necessarily technical camera chat. It's camera chat, which could be anything.
We don't want to geek out too much.
Yeah, and I try not to. I try to keep it simple.
Well, it's easy for me to geek out.
Yeah,
you know.
Well, that's kind of what you do for a living. So
Yeah.
Yeah, like we had a workshop this weekend, right? We had a great workshop, by the way, guys. We were up over in St. Joseph in South Haven all day, most of the day Saturday.
I would love to have been there.
Yeah,
I had to babysit.
We
Sorry.
didn't have any ice, but the weather was really nice. We had nice puffy clouds, blue skies, and we learned a lot, and we had a good time. The bottom line is we all had fun. We had a really good saunter.
Yeah. Very good. Very good. We need a duck to come down from the ceiling.
I can make that happen.
Yeah.
I think I might even have one laying around, or a rubber chicken or something.
Yeah.
But so yeah, it's when I'm out helping people learn, the camera pretty much didn't even get out of the bag. I'm showing everybody how to do this with my cell phone because it's easier.
Right.
It was just for me to teach people. It's easier.
Sure.
And I do these workshops. So I go to Lake Michigan every few months, depending on weather. And so it's not like, you know, I need to really take a picture. I've already got pictures.
Sure.
So sometimes the cell phone, half the stuff you see on my Facebook page right now with my cell phone, I've said this before.
Right.
Because they work.
Right.
And we'll go through some of that too, maybe down the road. A little bit of cell phone shooting and editing and everything, right?
Yeah.
Your phone.
Sure.
Oh, it's so much fun. You can sit there while you're waiting for your dinner or your lunch and have 3 images up on Facebook that just look super cool by just pushing a couple buttons, you know. And there's a lot of our pros I know that do the same thing. It's like these guys are, you know, renowned around the whole world as WordScout guys, and they're the same thing. It's like, you know, but I'm gonna go shoot. And I shoot by. I try to go out and shoot a good shooting friend or buddy or whoever, and go out and shoot. You know, really take it in and really get technical, if you want to call it. But yeah, so the program down. I try to keep it simple. We'll break it down. Whatever you guys, I guess another good question to ask is who would be interested in learning more about the menu systems in their camera. How do I do this? How do I do that? How do I bracket? What is bracketing?
Right.
So much stuff.
What is bracketing is a good one. But that's
And
probably-
bracketing is not necessarily HDR. Bracketing is a whole different thing.
Okay.
And we can talk about any of that. And your questions in the feed would help us a lot in having a subject that would help you guys.
Sure.
And then we'll get into some of the new camera gear that's going to be coming out. If not today, I don't know what time we got. What time we got?
We got about 5, I think.
5 minutes.
4 more minutes.
4 minutes. Cool.
3 minutes 48
It
seconds.
goes fast, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. I'm gonna get one. I'm gonna get a big old darkroom timer out of the back and set it for 20 minutes and it's go.
Yeah, no, that's probably not a good idea. Okay, you're on. You're on. By the way, it's all you now since you're talking. Hi.
And
Well, no, we actually we did this show last week and the sound messed up. So there were a few things that we covered last week, and one of them was the difference between the S mode for shutter or shutter priority and aperture priority, the A mode. And I like to shoot in A mode, aperture a lot. And a lot of people do, and we touched on ISO, which is the light sensitivity of the camera. So what I will generally do if I'm just walking around, so I'm able to take a picture quickly, is I'll be sort of aware of the light level where I am.
Mm-hmm.
If I step inside, I'll turn the ISO up. And what I'm really doing is I'm trusting the camera to set the shutter speed. Because I'm controlling the ISO, I'm controlling the aperture, and then the camera's pretty much doing everything else for me.
And that's the good thing about auto ISO. In another way, is when let's say you're outdoor, indoor, maybe you're out on a photo walk, or you're maybe just walking around Detroit or Ann Arbor, Chicago, wherever, and you're in and out of buildings. Well, auto ISO automatically, if you have your perimeter set right, it will automatically adjust. So when you go inside, you don't have to think about it. It'll just do it, right? When you go back outside, it's going to keep you in an ISO that's reasonable.
But I think that's the point. I usually want the ISO to be a little higher or a little lower than the auto would set it. The auto will set it for what's technically ideal for that environment.
Right.
But sometimes I'm going to be indoors or outdoors and want to stop more motion than the auto ISO would do.
And that's exactly what we're here to help people with. Is
Sure.
When do I want to do that? Why do I want to do that? Do I need to do that?
Sure.
Right? So it's all, it's just a learning curve. The cool thing about, if I was still shooting film, which I'm thinking about getting back into, but large, like 5x7, 4x5, large sheet film, just because we have the ability, the toys around me to do that.
I'm not envious at all.
Yeah, right. We'll get Robert Beach in here and talk about. He's our big wet plate tin type.
Wow.
Guy, right? That'll be cool. He's got some cool stuff coming up. And so if I was shooting film today, like I shoot digital, I would not be able to. That's the cool thing about digital. I can shoot. And if I mess it up, it's no big thing. I can always shoot it again. I look at it and the word chimping, where I look at the back, does it look right? No, I take it again until it looks right. And it's kind of like soup, keep adding some salt and pepper till it tastes right. We can do the same thing with your photography with digital. Versus, I just went through 4 rolls of film and it's like next thing you know, you got $100 invested and now it's just a memory card that you can erase and start fresh. So, it's
that's the chimping phenomenon where people actually, they slouch down looking at the back of their camera between each. I sometimes look at people and think amateurs.
I do it.
I do it myself too, but not every shot. At some point, you miss something. At some point, you need to trust the skills you developed in composition and the skills you develop in knowing how to set your camera correctly. And so that you have a pretty good idea that most likely it's good. And then you don't have to check every shot.
Right. There's a classic shot from a few years ago. I think it was a Super Bowl. If it wasn't Super Bowl, it was a playoff game for NFL football. And I couldn't tell you the players of the game. And he just dives over the end zone in this great shot. And there's another guy chimping in the end zone. Professional photographer didn't even get the shot.
Oh,
Didn't even
no.
get the shot.
Oh no!
This guy's over the end zone,
Yeah,
winning shot, whatever he was doing, and then you can see this photographer in the back looking at the back of his camera.
Yeah.
He's probably going, "Oh my god," he probably quit chimping.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
well, that's something you need to be alert for what's
And if
going
you wonder
on.
if you wonder where the word chimping came from, it's because when digital photography first started getting popular, and you see mostly digital or all digital on the sidelines, and there's a lot of pros that came from. They're all looking at the back of their camera like a bunch of monkeys. They just
Mhm.
weren't paying attention to what's really going on.
Right.
So that's where that word kind of came from. So if you got another explanation, I'm glad to hear it.
That is a good one. And I think we are just about out of time for this show, so we need to do our little acknowledgments. And actually, let's see. You can do that. I think what I did. Where's well, I thought I had the acknowledgments that I could put up on this page. Yeah, there we are. Turn off the splash screen. There we go. Look at that.
Look at that. Westbourne Camera. Yep, we're coming to you live-ish from wonderful Livonia, Michigan, at Westbourne Camera's offices. And they also have a store in Dearborn, Michigan, a camera shop. It's more of a shop than a store, which I like shops better than stores. Who else we got up there? Oh, National Photography Workshops, yeah.
Yeah.
Follow our Facebook page, National Photography Workshops. I do have a Instagram, and I don't Twitter, but I do Instagram, which is at NPW Photo. We have a lot of workshops coming up. A lot. We got Smoky Mountains, we got this, we got that, we got Colorado, Cuba, just all kind. I'm working on Africa right now.
You should mention Africa.
Africa's coming up in 2021.
So-
Thank you, BG, for helping me help us get that set up.
So when does it become international photography workshops, or is there a name change here?
Nah, I might actually just
Or how about Earth photography workshops? Of course, you're probably not going to branch off planet.
Well, we're not going there.
Okay, all right. Great.
Yeah. So we do astrophotography. That's what that's.
Good point. Okay, well said.
But yeah, just keep watching. I'm hoping for a little more snow so we can get out some barn photography in, old barns out in the fields, and maybe one more lighthouse trip, and possibly waterfalls in the UP first weekend of March, which is also a new moon, which might work out for some astro stuff.
Fantastic.
All right.
All right, Tom.
All right. I'm gonna saunter out of here.
You just saunter right out of here, and I'm going to follow you.